Good evening. America was warned of a storm not seen in 300 years, and Sandy has delivered, causing widespread destruction as it crosses the east coast. At least 13 people are dead, while a record storm surge has brought the great city of New York to its knees. Nine's US correspondent Denham Hitchcock and Robert Penfold are covering the unfolding emergency. Let's go first to Denham on the ground in New York.
A supercharged storm that tore in from the Atlantic.
Whoa, hey guys. Whoa.
A three-pronged attack, screaming winds, drenching rain and a storm surge that drowned the coast.
This city is basically underwater.
Atlantic City, its famous boardwalk, reduced to driftwood.
Check the police, storm's going down.
At sea, a risky helicopter rescue as the replica of the Bounty sank off North Carolina.
First survivors coming out of the raft.
16 on board. Most made it into a life raft. Some extraordinary skills as the pilot and crew winched 14 to safety.
I said, hey, I'm Dan. I heard you guys need a ride.
One dead and the captain still missing. A storm so big, only a picture from space did it any justice. 15 times the size of Cyclone Tracy. So vast it would stretch from Brisbane to Melbourne.
When they tell you to evacuate, you need to evacuate.
I have to keep on reminding myself this is not some beachside suburb or a seaside town, but New York. Streets, cars underwater, and the backdrop? Those city lights are gone. And here, the main arm of a building crane buckled in 80-kilometre-an-hour winds. Tons of steel left swinging over the street below.
Watch your back, folks. Get on the sidewalk.
The wind and rain combined, weakening the front of an apartment block. It collapsed, leaving a doll's house view of the rooms inside. Somehow, no one was injured. Times Square, the lights were on, but everyone was home, including Aussie Tony Marlowe.
We've got some candles, some cards. There are 3 of us here holed up. We seem pretty well. We've got a bathtub full of water just in case.
Lower Manhattan under attack again as a storm surge swept into construction works at Ground Zero and washed into road tunnels and the city's subway.
You can see the water is flowing down into these grates, and you'd think, well, if it's a storm water, well, it's not so bad, but it's not. This is so far up from the coast. What this is the subway tunnel. That is the subway down there, one of the main lines. This is not a storm drain, it is a subway tunnel. So down there, the tracks, all that equipment they have down there, all the power they have running down there is currently being flooded with water, and that is part of this huge damage bill they're going to see from this.
We have seen record surge levels. We're seeing an extraordinary amount of water throughout Lower Manhattan. The latest estimates show roughly 250,000 customers without power.
And this is why. Water floods a substation, there's a fire, and then it explodes. Floods.
Oh my God, it's washing everything away!
Rain and fires. An apartment block ablaze and 25 people rescued. At one of New York's biggest hospitals, the backup generators failed, and so staff had to evacuate patients, including babies. Much of New York is now in darkness, half its residents without power.
It's out of a movie. Everything's grey and moving, the winds are blowing. There's water creeping up, Tribeca. It makes absolutely no sense.
For the first time since the 9/11 attacks, Manhattan is isolated. All its bridges and tunnels closed by the flooding and high winds.
Let's go live to Denham now. Denham, what's the situation there as we go to air?
Well, Pete, I've finished this day where I started it down near Battery Park, but the water down here was up to head high when I was here last. Now you can see the water is going out as fast as it came in. It's down to probably about ankle deep here. But you can drive through huge areas of this city without seeing a single light, no traffic lights, no lights in the buildings, and those great symbols of New York, the footprints of the Twin Towers, and also even the World Trade Center, I'm told, has got water damage. It could take up to a week to repair. Pete, this city has been crippled.
OK, Denham, thank you.